most young employees. Most young employees are what? Most young employees are likely to face severe health hazards in the coming years. As a current work system adopted by most companies induces a lot of work pressure, because of this work pressure and responsibilities to be met within a limited period of time. Within a limited period of time, more work is there, hence because of that one, the work pressure is also there, isn't it? Because of the stress and work pressure, now the health of most of these young employees are going to get affected. And this is the recent survey, the result of this recent survey, thus leading to excess stress. Is the statement clear? Now, because of this workload, the stress is more, and most of these young employees are going to get affected of their health. However, the manager of company X, an IT company, has stated that our company makes a lot of effort to safeguard the health of our employees, and I do not think these results hold true for our company at least, isn't it? Whatever the results given by that one, the study results, now this will not related to our company. Why it is not related to our company? Because our company makes a lot of effort to safeguard the health of our employees, and I do not think these results hold good. Okay, it is not related to our, because our company is spending lots of this one or safeguarding the health of our employees. Then which of the following, if considered true, does not weaken? Does not weaken the means it must be strengthening the argument. Strengthening the argument means, yes, the employees of this company is not suffering with any one of this one, isn't it? That's what we are supposed to prove. It will not affect the health of the employees of this organization. That has to be checked out, isn't it? Then first one, tell me what is your answer. Although the working hours in a company X are officially from 9 o'clock to 6 o'clock, most employees are seen held back at office up to 10 p.m. almost every day to finish their work. That means lots of work is there. Lots of work is there. Obviously, pressure will also be there. Hence, it is what? It is weakening the argument made by this. Okay, it is what? It weakens the argument made by this manager, isn't it? Now, that means it is supporting what? It is supporting the result of the study. It is supporting the result of the study. The next one. Hence, first one cannot be your answer, because in the first one we need to check out for what? We need to check out next one, choice 2. What is choice 2 here? In choice 2, as first one is weakens the argument. Then choice 2, although free health camps are organized by company X each year, the attendance for the same is very poor and thus leads to lot of expenditure for the company. Yes, tell me whether this can be your answer or not. Yes, tell me what is the answer you are getting to this one, question number 1. Cheppandi meeke answer vachindi question number 1. No, sir. Now, the second one, let us keep it a whole, the second one. Although the free health camps were organized by the company X each year, every year, this company is conducting free health camps, but whereas the attendance for the same is very poor. That means these employees are not attending to that one. Why they are not attending? And thus leads to lot of expenditure for the company, isn't it? Now, they are spending lots of amount on this one, but whereas these employees are not coming. Why they are not coming? Because they are not suffering with any element. That means they are very much healthy, isn't it? Whether it is strengthening the above argument or not. Then what is your answer here? Choice 2 is the answer. Now, in the second one, though this company is organizing free health camps and they are spending lots of amount, still the employees are not coming. Why they are not coming here? Because there is no need for them. Why there is no need? Which implies that they are very much healthy. As they are very much healthy, the statement made by this manager is strengthening, isn't it? Then coming to the third one. Out of total 50,000 employees of company X, more than 50% of the employees claim medical bills for spondylitis and hypertension, and 75% of those belongs to employees below the age of 30. This is directly strengthening the study. This is strengthening the study, but it is weakening the statement made by this manager. What is the statement here? Our people are very much healthy, but whereas here, these people are not healthy because more than 75% of the younger, lesser than 30 years are suffering with these two, isn't it? Hence, third one cannot be wrong. So, fourth one, although the projects handled by company X have doubled, the projects were doubled. In the past year, no new employee has been recruited. That means here, what happened with the same existing employees, they are doing double the job. Hence, work pressure will be more. It's again strengthening the state, isn't it? Now, strengthening the result given by this one, but it is not strengthening the managers. Next one, choice 5. Company X has provided laptops to all employees, and all the employees are necessarily expected to work from home as well. That means there is work pressure as well. Hence, except choice 2. And in all the remaining what happens here? There is a work pressure or lots of work and people are suffering, but whereas only in choice 2, people are very healthy. Done? Hence, what is your answer here? Choice 2 is the answer. Though you could not able to catch that one, but whereas through elimination also you can able to arrive, because all the 4 belongs to one category, this is the only odd one among those 4. Then question number 2. Now, in the second one, the incidents of robbery on the highways between city X and city Z, have increased in the past, 3 months. Select the most appropriate sequence of courses of action. As tell me what is your answer here. Then select the most appropriate course of action to prevent robbery on the highways. Then what is the course of action here? A course of action is a step or an administrative decision to be taken for improvement, follow-up or further action and with regard to the problem, policy, etc. Then now here we need to find out all these are the courses of actions, but as among these 4, now we need to find out the sequential order. Then among these 4, which one should be the first one? Movements of habitual offenders and robbers released from jail should be tracked regularly, isn't it? That has to be done. And because the past, now we should check out the past history of these people. Once they are coming from this one, whether they were involved in this one or not, that has to be checked out. Then second one, vulnerable places on the highway between X and city Z should be identified, isn't it? This is the first thing. Now see the entire, they cannot keep concentration on the entire highway, isn't it? Now they have to check out where there is a possibility for these type of things. Hence there, the first that has to be taken place. First they should identify the place where there is a chance of occurring, this one will be more. And after this one, after identifying the place, then they have to identify the persons involved in this one. Then next comes is A, then identifying the persons who can be the possible person. Then after this one, then if B and A were finalized, then police patrolling should be increased during night on the highways, isn't it? Whether they have to increase this one or not. Once they have increased, and in some of the cases what happens here, if the police were not there, then self-defensive training should also be imparted to these persons. Hence what is order here? BADC is the order in which these courses of action should be followed. And this is about question number 2. Then question number 3. Next one 4 quick. Question number please. Now question number 4. If the highway between city and city M is restricted to only, if it is restricted to only cars, buses and low loaded trucks, and the heavy loaded trucks are diverted outside the highway, the probability of accidents due to collisions will be reduced drastically. As what is the statement here? If the highway between city A and city M, if they were restricted only for the cars, buses and loaded trucks, and the heavy loaded trucks are not allowed into this region, then they were diverted outside the highway, then the probability of accident due to collisions will be reduced drastically. Now, sir, according to this person, what is the assumption of this person here? What can you infer from this one? Now, all these accidents are occurring in this place is just because of what? is because of, most of the accidents are because of heavy loaded trucks. Then first one, which of the following can be inferred from the given information? Tell me here, what do you mean by inference? An inference is something that can be drawn, which can be logically drawn, something based on the known premises, that means from the known conditions. Then tell me what is your answer here? Drivers of buses and low loaded trucks are more cautious. Is he talking anything about this one? No. Whether they are cautious, the heavy loaded trucks drivers are cautious or they are not cautious, nowhere information is specified. Then second one, majority of the traffic on the mentioned highway is due to heavy loaded trucks only, isn't it? Now here he is talking about what? Here he is talking about accidents because of collisions. Collisions means one after the other they keep on hitting each other. When it is possible, only when there were more traffic is there, then it happens, isn't it? If there is no traffic, then what happens here? Accidents will take place. Okay, speed driving. But as here there is no chance for movement at all. Hence they are bumper to bumper, they are moving, and there is every chance for these collisions. Then what is your answer here? Choice 2. Done with this? Majority of the traffic on the mentioned highway is due to the heavy loaded trucks only. Hence, as more traffic is there, and this collision, accidents because of collisions is also more. And this is about question number 4. Then question number 5 onwards, as question numbers 5 to 10. Now 5 to 10 input and output. Now what is the logic here? 70 to 56 numbers in the descending order, words in the ascending order. In total we have some 12 elements and only 6 steps. That means in each step there are exactly 2 elements are being arranged. Then how these elements are arranged? First 23, the least number is coming to the first place, then shifted to the second place, third place, fourth place, sixth place, and similarly the words. What are the words here? Area is shifted to the next place. The least word at the right hand side, the vowels. Now in this one, now A, I, U, B, S. Now in this one, this is A, I and U are what? These 3 are words which are started with the vowels, then followed by the consonants. Now 3 words and 3 words which are started with the vowels and 3 words which are started with the consonants. Hence A is happening first, A, I, U, next B, J, T. Now here, all these words are arranged at the last place and they were shifted to the left hand side. Now the numbers are arranging at the first place, they are shifting to the right hand side. Okay? Now in this one also, now 72, 56, 30, what are these numbers here? 72, 56, 30. Now all these numbers are even numbers. First even numbers in the descending order, then followed by odd numbers in the descending order. Highest even number, next even number, and the smallest even number. Similarly, next 3 are odd numbers. 3 even numbers, 3 odd numbers, then 3 vowels, and next consonants. Then now it is based on what? 23 is shifted to the next place and so on, it comes under shifting. Now question numbers 5 to 10. Yes, 11th one. Next question number 12 to 16 syllogisms. Yes, anything to be discussed among these 12 to 16? 12 to 16. Yes, question please, 12 to 16. 12. Now question number 12. All industries are what? All the industries are factories. Fact is, all industries are factories. These are the industries which are factories. And all these factories are what? All factories are mills. All these factories are mills. No mill is a store. No intersection between mill and store. And next one. Some stores are outlets. Some other stores are outlets. This is what the information. All industries are factories. All factories are mills. And no store is a mill. And some stores are outlets. Then what is the first conclusion here? Now the conclusions, 4 conclusions were given. Logically does not follow. Now the question is about logically does not follow. Yes, what do you mean by this logically does not follow? How to work out these type of questions? Now the difference between follows and logically does not follow. In follows, what are we trying to prove? Now in the questions which are based on conclusion definitely follows, our main concentration is always on to check out whether the given conclusion or stated conclusion can be false at least once or not. In the basic diagram, minimum intersection, in that minimum intersection, what happens here? We are always trying to make it as false once. Because if it is false once, though it is true in the remaining cases, it cannot be taken as your answer. In the case of follows, our concentration is always trying to make it as false. If it is a negative conclusion which is true, then we are going for an alternate diagram to make it as false, isn't it? Hence, follows case, we are always trying to check out whether it can be false at least once or not. If it is false once, it cannot be true forever, hence it cannot be your answer. Then coming to this one, does not follow, follows and does not follow are completely opposite to each other. Now here does not follow means if you say that a conclusion does not follow once, it should not be follow even in a single time. That means in all the cases it must be always be does not follow. Rather than checking out whether it can be does not follow forever, then what are you trying to do? Now we are here in this case, we are going in the reverse order, that we are always trying to prove whether this can be true at least once. If it is true once, though it is true, though it is false in the remaining cases, it cannot be your answer. Hence, in the case of does not follow, we should always check out for what? We should always check out for whether it can be true at least once or not. Hence, in the case of follows, we are always concentrating on negative conclusion. Negative conclusions, we are going for an alternate diagram. And in the case of does not follow, now we are concentrating on affirmative conclusions. Hence, in the case of affirmative conclusions, always take this affirmative conclusion as a possible conclusion. If you take an affirmative conclusion as a possible conclusion, then we are trying to prove whether it can be true at least once or not. If it is true once, it cannot be your answer. If it cannot be true at least once, it is your answer. Done with this? Then, coming to this one, some mills are factories. Tell me some mills are factories is true or false? Some mills are factories is true. As it is true once, it does not follow will be wrong. This cannot be your answer. All industries are mills. All industries are mills, it is also true. No industry is a store. No industry is a store, industry and store, that is also true. All factories are outlets is a possibility. All factories are outlets. Is it possible or not? All factories are outlets. Is it possible or not? Yes, it is possible. How to make it as possible? Now this is my factory. All these factories are outlets. Isn't it? Now I am writing my outlet like. Now this outlet and stores, there is an intersection between these two, isn't it? All the statements are valid. At the same time, I could able to prove it is true at least once. Then finally, what is your answer here? Some outlets are mills is a possibility. Some outlets are mills, is it possible here? If you draw some outlets are mills is also possible, isn't it? Hence, what is your answer here? All the 5 can be true at least once, isn't it? Then what is the choice given here question? No answer. Fourth one, what is fourth one here? Fourth one is given all factories or outlets is possible. Whether it is possible or not, yes, it is possible. Hence, all the conclusions can be true at least once and there is no choice to this one at all. Okay? Now, all factories being outlets is not a possibility. Write it as like this, is not possible. If you make it this one. Now, what is the statement made by this one? All factories or outlets is not at all possible. Now, we are checking out whether it can be possible or not. For me, it is possible. Hence, his claim is not possible is always wrong. Then you can opt for this one. Done with this? Good. Yes, anything else in this one? Now, question numbers 12 to 17, 16. Chapal inke explain cheyamante inkoti explain chestam. 14. Now, question number 14. Now, in this question number 14, tell me what is the choice here? Question number 14, no chart is blueprint. No chart is what? No chart is blueprint. No chart is blueprint can be written like this. This is chart and this is blueprint. No chart is a blueprint. Next one. Some charts are graphs. Some of the charts are what? Some charts are graphs. All graphs are tables. All these graphs are tables. And next one. Some plans are blueprints. Some of the plans are blue. This is what the basic diagram. Then with the help of this basic diagram, tell me which conclusion does not follow forever. First one, all blueprints or graphs is a possibility. All blueprints are graphs. Is it possible or not? No, sir. Now I am drawing my blueprint like this. Tell me whether I can draw my blueprint like this or not. Yes, it is possible. Now blueprint and chart cannot be intersected. Now without intersecting this one, I can make it as true. Hence, it is possible. As it is possible, it cannot be your answer. And next one, some graphs are not blueprints. Some graphs are not blueprints. Now, sir. Now graphs are here, blueprint is here. As of now, no graph is a blueprint. Some graphs are not blueprint is a true. Hence, in the case of does not follow, now negative conclusions in most of the cases that can be true at least once, isn't it? Hence, nothing to get worried about this negative conclusion at all. Next one, all tables are blueprint. All tables, table is here, blueprint is here, it is false. As it is false once, then we should check out whether it is false forever or not. And how to check out this one? Hence, keep it as possibility. All tables can be blueprints. Now, I am converting this definite conclusion into possible conclusion to check out whether it can be true at least once or not. Now, all tables are blueprints. Can this be true at least once? In order to make this one true, now my blueprint should be like this. Can I draw my blueprint like this? If you draw blueprint like this, then what happens? No blueprint is a chart will be false, isn't it? Hence, statement invalid. That means it cannot be true at least once. As it cannot be true at least once, now I am 100% sure that it is false forever. Clear? This is how to work out this one. If it is false once, then again check out, reconfirm whether it is false forever or not. Done? This is about question number 14. Next one is data sufficiency. Now, in this data sufficiency is question number 17. Is B the father of X? Is B the father of X? Now, we need to find out whether this B is the father of X or not. As the question is about is, now we should always check out what? It is yes and no type of question. Then what about statement 1 here? A is the sister of B. B is here. A is the sister of B. A is the sister of B. B has only one daughter. Now, this B has only one daughter, that is X. B has only one daughter X. M is the father of S. Whatever this M is the father of S. M is the father of S. As of now, no information. B has only one daughter X. B has only one daughter X. M is the father of B. M is the father of B. M is here. M is the father of B. Next one. S is the mother of A. S is the mother of A means A and B are siblings to each other, isn't it? As S is the mother of A, hence S at this place. S is a female. S is the mother of A, and S is the mother of A has only two daughters and one son. Who is having two daughters and one son? S is having two daughters and one son. Now, here this, now what is the subject here? The subject is related to S. S, the mother of A, has only two daughters and one son. Now, this S is having two daughters and one son. As of now, one daughter A is already there. One more child is also there. Isn't between these two, B and the other person, who is the daughter and who is the son, that is not clearly known. Hence, one alone is not sufficient because the gender of this B is not, cannot be identified. Then tell me whether B is the father of X, maybe father, maybe mother, isn't it? Hence, one alone is not sufficient. Then coming to the second one, X is the niece of R. As X is the niece of R, X is the niece of R is here, and X is the niece of R can be written like this, isn't it? X is the niece of R. Now, in the second one, if you observe here, there is no information about B at all, isn't it? Statement 2, there is no information about B at all. Hence, 2 alone is not sufficient. As 2 alone is not sufficient, then we need to combine this. If you combine these two, now sir, X is the niece of whom? X is the niece of R. As of now, X is the niece of A, X is the niece of R as well, and this R, B and A are siblings to each other, isn't it? R, B and A are siblings to each other. Then, X is the niece of R, X is the granddaughter of S, X is the granddaughter of S, A is the daughter of S, only one of S's children is married. Only one of S's children, that is who is married here? B is married, isn't it? Then this B is married to male or female? That information is also not known. Now also, by combining these two also, we cannot able to determine the gender of this B, whether R can be male or female, or B can be male or female, isn't it? And this B can be the father or can be the mother of X. Hence, by combining these two, even by combining these two also, we could not able to determine. Then what is your choice here? Choice 3 is the answer. Done with this? Now, this is about question number 17. Yes, next one please. Then question number 18. Now, in this question number 18, point P is in which direction with respect to R? P is in which direction with respect to R? In order to determine the direction of P with respect to R, tell me which statement is required. Now, a person starting from point P walks 5 meters towards west. A person starts from where? Person starts walking from point P, walks 5 meters towards west and takes a right turn and walks 12 meters. He then takes a right turn and walks for 26 meters. Then he then takes a right turn again and walks for 12 meters, again 12 meters right hand side and 12 meters and stops at point Q. now at point Q. Then he will have to take 90 degrees turn from point Q in order to reach point R. Now this person has to take 90 degrees right, 90 degrees right, 90 degrees right or left, that is also not clearly given, 90 degrees turn. Now whether this person has to turn 90 degrees towards left hand side or right hand side is not given. If it is left hand side, then I can able to determine the direction of this R and P, isn't it? And if it is to the right hand side also, if R is here, I can able to determine R can be like this also towards this one, isn't it? Hence that information is not required, one alone is not sufficient, one alone. Then a person starts walking from point P, walks 5 meters west, now walks 5 meters west, this is 5, then afterwards and walks 5 meters west and takes a right turn and walks 12 meters, then again he takes a right turn and walks 26 meters, and after this one he then takes a right turn, again walks for 12 meters, then end point and stops at point Q. He will have to take a 90 degrees turn from point Q in order to reach point R. Why? Now from this point Q, this person has to turn 90 degrees. 90 degrees towards which direction? R can be either at this place or R can be here. Now sir, from here in all the cases this R is always, P is always to the east of R. But whether this R can be this side also or not, isn't it? The distance is also not clearly given. Just by turning, easy reaching, or after moving some distance, easy reaching. That information is not known. Hence, one alone is not sufficient. Then what about the second one here? Then second one, a person starts from point P and walks 12 meters to the south, and P from here he travels 12 meters to the south. He then takes a left turn and walks 21 meters, left hand side 21 meters. He then takes left turn and again and walks for 12 meters to reach point Q. And point R is how many meters here? Point R is 25 meters from point Q. R is 25 meters from point Q. Again what happened here? R is 21 meters, that means P is here and this is 21. Again R is 21 meters towards which direction? Either this side or this side, that is also not known. By combining these two also we cannot able to determine the direction. Hence the data even in both the statement is also not sufficient, that is choice. Done with this? Now this is about question number 18. Next one. Among 6 people P, Q, R, S and T, each having a different age 5, 6, 9, 12, 15, 24 in the same, who is the oldest? Now tell me who is the oldest among these. How many persons are there? 6 persons. Now the person who is the oldest among these 6 persons should be identified. Yes, tell me what is your answer here. S is younger than both T and U. S is younger than whom? S is younger than who is the oldest. Now we need to find out the person at the first place. S is older than, younger than both T and U, but older than P. Younger than both T and U, but older than P. And T's age, what is this T's age is here? T's age is an odd number. Among these, how many odd numbers do we have? T can be either 5 or 9, 5, 9 or 15. Now T can be either 5, 9 or 15 because there are 3 odd numbers in this. And T's age is an odd number, P's age is an even number. P's age is what? P's age is an even number. Now in this P's age is an even number, tell me what is the answer here? 6, 9, 12, 15. Now 6, 12 and 24, 6, 12 and 24. Now as this P is lesser than how many persons here? This P is lesser than. Now what could be the age of this one? Tell me what is your answer here. Are you getting any answer with the help of this one? No. Then coming to condition number 2, Q's age is 9 years. Clearly specified. Q is 9 years. P is younger than Q. As P is younger than Q. Now what could be the age of this one? This P could be either 5 or 6. Either 5 or 6. Neither P nor T is the youngest. As neither P nor T is the youngest, hence his age is 6. His age is 6. Neither P nor T is the youngest. And next one. And T's age is an odd number. T's age is an odd number and U is older than T. Now T is an odd number and U is older than T. Yes, are you getting any answer with the help of this one? Condition number. How are you getting this one? Now Q is 9 years, that is fine. Now Q is what? Q is 9 years. Then what is the other information here? P is 6 years, isn't it? Q is 9, P is 6, neither P nor T is the youngest. As neither P nor T is the youngest, T cannot be at the 6th place, isn't it? That means and what is the age of this one? This T cannot be 5, isn't it? T cannot be 5. And neither P nor T is the youngest, T's age is an odd number. T's age is an odd number. Odd number means 5, 9, 15. Out of which this cannot be 5, isn't it? It cannot be 9. Then what is the value of this one? This T must be 15 years age. And U is older than T. As U is older than T, now 15 is there. Now only one number which is more than this 15. What is that one? 24. Then who is older here? U is 24. Though the information about the remaining persons is not known, but the question is about the eldest person. Hence, what is the age of this U? U is 24 and is the eldest. Hence, only 2 alone is sufficient. Then next one. Then what about question number 20 here? How many people are seated in a circle where all the people are facing the center? Now we need to find out the number of persons in this. In order to identify the number of persons in this one, tell me which statement is required. A sits third to the right of D. If D is here, A is seated third to the right of D. 1, 2 and 3. A sits third to the right of D. Only one person between A and C. As only one person between A and C, C can be here, or only one person between A and C, C can be here. There are two possibilities to this C. And next one. Now with the help of this information, can you definitely conclude how many persons are there? No, one alone is not sufficient. And condition number 2, C sits second to the left of D. Now 1, now C, if D is here, C sits second to the left of C, C will be here. B is an immediate neighbor of both A and C. As B is an immediate neighbor of both A and C, B is here and A will be here. B is an immediate neighbor of both A and C. Then how many persons are there in between A and D is not clearly given. Hence 1 alone is not sufficient, 2 alone is not sufficient. As 1 alone, 2 alone is not sufficient, then what is the other information here? Then now combining this. If you combine these two, this is condition number 2. Then what is condition number 1 here? A sits third to the right of D. As A is seated third to the right of D, there is only one person between, 1 or 2? 2 persons in between A and D. 2 persons in between A and D, only one person between A and C. One person between A and C is also there. Are we getting the answer or not? And how many people are there? There are some 7 persons in between seated around a circular table. Done with this? Hence, what is your answer here? By combining these two, we are getting the answer. Combining these two, what is the choice? Choice 3 is the answer. Question number 20, choice 3. Then 21st, 8 people are seated in 2 parallel rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, another 4 persons, 1, 2, 3, 4. 8 people are seated in 2 parallel rows, seating 4 people each in such a way that there is an equal distance between adjacent persons in row 1. A, B, C and D and all of them are facing south, and in row 2 P, Q, R, S and all of them are facing north. Then what is the question here? Who among P, Q, R, S faces A? The one who faces S, sits second to the left of A. Sits second to the left of A, tell me these A, B, C, D are facing south. Now A to D are facing south, then the one who faces S sits second to the left of. If A is here, then sits second to the left of S, isn't it? That is one possibility. Then what is the other possibility here? 4 and 5, 6, 7, 8. Now if A is here, the one who is seated second to the left of A faces S. The one faces S sits second to the left of A, only one person sits between A and C. One person between A and C, here also one person between A and C. The one who faces B sits to the immediate right of P. B sits to the immediate right of P. Now can B be at this place if B is here? Now if B is here, the one who faces B sits to the immediate right of whom? Immediate right of P, hence P can be here, isn't it? Or can B be at this place? If B is here, the one who is facing B sits to the immediate right of P, which is not possible. Hence B cannot be at this place, hence A, B, C and D. Then what is the answer here? Who is facing A? P is facing A. Are we getting the answer or not? Then with this case is also there, and according to this one, the one who faces B sits to the immediate right of. Can B be at this place? B cannot be here, isn't it? If B is here, then what happens here? P must be in the place of S, which is not possible. As B cannot be here, B must be here. The one who is facing B sits to the immediate right of whom? Sits to the immediate right of me. Then who is facing A? P is facing. Are we getting a unique answer or not? As what is the answer you are getting here? Now though there are two different possibilities, in both the cases you are getting A and P are opposite to each other. Hence who is facing A? P is facing A. Hence only one alone is sufficient. Then coming to condition number 2, the one who faces D again, because there is a choice like either 1 or 2, hence we should check out 2 also. The one who is facing D sits second to the right of Q. Now, the one who is facing D sits second to the right of Q. If D is here, then Q will be here. Facing D sits second to the right of Q, that is one possibility. If D is here, then Q will be here. The one who faces D sits second to the right of Q. One person between Q and R. One person between Q and R, here also one person between Q and R, and only one person, and P is not an immediate neighbor of R. As P is not an immediate neighbor of R, this case is completely ruled out. Now, P is not an immediate neighbor of R, P is here and S is here. The one who faces B sits to the immediate left of S. Now, B is here. The one who is facing B sits to the immediate left of S. Then what about A? A can be either here or here. Then who is opposite A? Either P or S. Clear? Are we getting any unique answer here? No. Hence, only one alone is sufficient, that is given in choice 3. Only one alone, choice 3 is the answer. Now, this is about question numbers 21. Done with this 17 to 21. Then 22 to 26. Yes, question numbers 22 to 26. Anyone please, 22 to 26. Question numbers 22 to 20. Yes, what is given in this one? Question numbers 22 to 26. Chapman. 8 persons are seated around a circular table with equal distance between each other, but not necessarily, and each of these person and belongs to different profession. Profession is clearly given, isn't it? As profession is given, now we need to find out. And there are 4 couples in the group. There are 4. How many couples are? There are 4 couples in a group facing outside. Now, circular table with equal distance between each other facing outside. That is a direction opposite to the center, isn't it? All the persons are facing away from the center only. Then, each one of them belongs to a different profession. There are 4 couples in the group. Each man in the group is seated beside his wife. That means both the couples are seated adjacent to each other, isn't it? Both the couples are seated adjacent to each other. Each of these couple adjacent to it. That means spouses are adjacent to each other. The next one, what is the condition here? Y sits second to the right of B. As Y sits second to the right of B, now Y sits second to the right of B, only 2 persons between Y and C. C's husband is a doctor, isn't it? As Y sits second to the right of C, tell me where should I keep this one? 3 people sit between the teacher and C is not a scientist. Now we can start from anywhere, isn't it? Now if you start, all these persons are facing towards which direction? All the persons are facing towards away from the center. As these persons are facing away from the center, then, now first condition, Y sits second to the right of B. Now I am fixing B at this place. If B is here, Y sits second to the right of B. Next one, only 2 persons between Y and C. As only 2 persons between Y and C, then what are the different possibilities here? Then only 2 persons between whom? 2 persons between Y and C. As Y is here and 2 persons between Y and C. Can we write like this or not? Only 2, that is one possibility. The other possibility is, and C can be either at this place. This is the second case. Done? Now, only 2 persons between Y and C, and C's husband is a doctor. Now, C's husband is a doctor, and this doctor must be beside. C's husband is a doctor means C is a female, and C's husband is a doctor. This doctor can be either at this place or at this place, isn't it? Immediate right is given. No, they are adjacent to each other. Each man in the group is seated beside his wife, and C's husband is a doctor. Architect sits second to the left of the doctor. Architect sits second to the left of the doctor. Architect sits second to the left of the doctor. 3 people between architect and the lawyer. 3 people between architect and the lawyer. W sits to the immediate right of the lawyer. W is to the immediate right of whom? Lawyer. W's wife is a pilot. B is not a pilot. Z sits out to the left of the pilot. Then we should take the possibilities, isn't it? Now, what are the possibilities here? Now, we should start from the doctor. As we should start from the doctor, then what is the answer here? And C's husband is a doctor. As C's husband is a doctor, then we need to check out whether C's husband is here. There are 2 possibilities to this one, isn't it? Now, C's husband is a doctor. One of the possibilities here, C's husband is a doctor. If C's husband is a doctor, if you take at this place, architect sits second to the left of the doctor. Architect sits second to the left of the doctor. Architect must be at this place, isn't it? Architect sits second to the left of the doctor. Only 3 people between architect and the lawyer. only 3 people between architect and the lawyer, and B and architect are opposite to each other, isn't it? Next one, 3 people between architect, W sits to the immediate right of the lawyer. W sits to the immediate right of the lawyer, then W will be here, and W's wife is a pilot. Now W's wife is a pilot means W is here, and wife is a pilot means who is the wife of W? Y. Y is a pilot, isn't it? And so what is the spouse here? W and Y are married couple. And next one, W's wife is a pilot, B is not a pilot, that information is not required at all. Now sir, why this information is given? Because if you take C at this place and the doctor at this place, then that case will be invalid. Okay, in order to invalidate that one, he has given that information. Done with this? No. Because the second possibility is also there, but we haven't started with this one. And W's wife is a pilot, B is not a pilot. Next one, Z sits out to the left of the pilot. Z is seated out to the left of the pilot, this person must be Z. Z sits out to the left of the pilot, that means immediate left hand side of B. Z sits out to the left of the pilot. Next one, X sits to the immediate right of D. X is to the immediate right of D means where can we have this one? X is to the immediate right of D. X is to the immediate right of D. That means X at this place, D at this place. Then only X is to the immediate right of D. D is not an immediate neighbor of W. D is not an immediate neighbor of W. Then who is the person left over here? B, Z, W, Y, D, X, C. And A is the person left over, right? A must be at this place. And D is not an immediate neighbor of W. Then what is the other information here? The teacher sits second to the left of W. Teacher sits second to the left of W, then who is the teacher here? Z is the teacher. Teacher sits second to the left of W, 3 people between teacher and the chef, and D is the chef. And next one, C is not a scientist. As C is not a scientist, then who is the scientist here? W is the scientist. If W is the scientist, then Y is not an immediate neighbor of Z. Y is not an immediate neighbor of Z, that is valid. And neither B nor X is a female. Neither B nor X is a female. Now B is a male and X is a male. Neither B nor X is a female. No, isn't it? No. Tell me the cases. Now which two persons are married couple? W and Y are married couple. As W and Y are married couple, then D and X are married couple. Then this person is a female, isn't it? Then C and A are married couple, C is a female, A is a male. And Z and B are married couple, B is a male and A is a female. Then what is the profession of this C? Manager. And this C is a manager. Done with this? WY one couple, DX, DX is the other couple, CA and BZ. Now these are the 4 couples. Done with this? As we are running out of time, we haven't tried the second case. Maybe in this puzzle you might have started with the family tree. Family tree in draw cheyadaniki meer try chesi undali, anduke stuck avvali, isn't it? Now in this one, no need to know, there is no necessity to find that one. Hence here, now just by looking at the puzzle, whether family tree should be started first or we should go with the circular arrangement, we cannot able to determine. In some of the cases, only family tree could be sufficient. In some of the cases, circle should be initiated first. In some of the cases, what happens here, both these two must be simultaneously worked out. Hence, for any puzzle, if you have started simultaneously, no need to revert back 1 second. Inkosari malli chodalsina pani ledhu. Rendu simultaneously chesi kalipandi, all the puzzles can be worked out. Okay? Then, question number 27. Now, in this question number 27, yes, any answer to this one 27? Study the given information carefully and answer the question. There has been a huge dip. There has been a huge, underline this word huge, dip in the sales of bicycles in country X in the past how many years? Past 5 years. Owing to what is the reason behind this one? Owing to less innovations in its design and functions. The reason is clearly given. What is the reason here? The dip is because of no innovation and design and functions. Isn't there is no creativity in this one. Hence the sales are coming down. It is not just because people are not interested, okay? But whereas there were no new models and new features in this one, hence people are not buying this one. Then a statement Made by whom? A statement of the manager of Bicycle Product Suppliers Association. Then which of the following strengthens the manager's statement? Strengthens the manager's statement means now we need to find out S. S, this is true. What is true? As there is no innovation, hence people are not buying, that we are supposed to prove. Clear? Because the question is about strengthening the argument. Strengthening the argument means whatever the statement made by this person should be true. Then by checking out which choice we are getting the same conclusion. Cheppandi. Second option. Second option, what is second here? Bicycles are much in vogue. Yes, what do you mean by this one? Vogue means fashion. Okay, bicycles are much in vogue not only because they are good for health, but also because they are low and on cost and pollution. That means there is demand for this one or not? There is demand. Here is clearly stated that there is demand for bicycles. But as above statement means there is no demand. Hence this is contradicting. Then what about the second one here? Many car manufacturers have started selling designer bicycles. Now here these persons have started designer bicycles with multiple gears. Multiple gears means features were improved and which compete with motorcycles in terms of both functions and prices. Now here, what are the things that are involved in this one? Second one, tell me. Many cars are started selling designer bicycles. Designer bicycles means innovations is there, isn't it? Now innovation is there and in terms of function and as well as prices. Now they can compete with what? And multiple gears were also there. Multiple gears means more functions were there, isn't it? Hence more functions were attributed to this one. But whereas, what is the statement here? The statement made by this one is there were no designs and there were no functions. But as here in the second one, these car manufacturers are manufacturing the cycles which are having these two. Whether this can be your answer? Avutunda? Many car manufacturers have started selling designer with multiple gears which compete in terms of. Now as they have started with this one, the sales of these cycles must go up. Features were there, isn't it? And next at the same time functions were also there, designer is also there, that means they are keeping some concentration on this one. Now what is the statement made by this one? Due to less innovations in it. Whether they have made the innovation or not. They are making the innovation here. But the statement is related to less innovation. And in order to strengthen this one, now we need to prove that there were no innovations at all. And cheppali manam. Kani ikkada emaindi? There were innovations ani chepparu. Kanka this is what? This is weakening the manager's statement. It is not strengthening, it is directly weakening. The statement made by this manager is there were no innovations at all. But as here, there were innovations. Avutundandi? It cannot be your answer. Done? Then third one. Many multinational companies of country X have made it mandatory for all its employees to use only by. Then if in such case, then what should happen here? The sales should grow up. But as it is not happening that way, and this cannot be wrong. As per a recent survey, there has been a good sale of bicycles in country X in the past few years. This is again contradicting the statement. Now in the statement that person has clearly made, the sales of cycles have come down. Here he is making the statement that they are increasing. Then fifth one, and Satura cycles, the leading cycle, see here, manufacturer. Leading cycle manufacturers is none other than, he is the sole leader. And the trendsetter of cycles, now sir, and he is the trendsetter of cycles as well. He is a leading cycle manufacturer, at the same time trendsetter. Trendsetter means new designs and all these only this person will make. In the country X, has been able to bring only 3 new designs of bicycles in the market since the past 10 years. Now this person, who is this person? He is the trendsetter in the cycles and at the same time leading manufacturer of this one. That person himself could able to bring only 3 models in the last 10 years. That means there were no innovation. The innovation is very, very less. Isn't it? Now if you compare these two cars, Maruti is one. Maruti is what? Maruti is the leading car manufacturer in India and at the same time the trendsetter, isn't it? And at the same time, what is the other here? Hindustan Motors if you take. Yes, what are the products of this Hindustan Motors? Hindustan Motors. Now Hindustan Motors Ambassador. Gurtundandi car emina? Ambassador car. Okay? Now Ambassador car. Now sir, earlier this Hindustan Motors, this Ambassador car used to be the monopoly in that one. But as now what happens here? Now Maruti has taken its place. Now as Maruti has taken this place, now let us compare the choice 5 with this Maruti. Maruti, the leading car manufacturers and the trendsetters of cars in country X, has been able to bring only 3 new models in cars. If they bring only 3 models in the cars, then what happens here? There were no innovations at all. But whereas these days what happens here, this Maruti is bringing at least 4 to 5 new models per year, isn't it? If they haven't done this one, their sales will not grow. This ambassador is not bringing the original model itself. Innovation ledhu akkada. Hence the sales of this ambassador has come down and the sales of this one is going up. Why? Because they are bringing more and more new models. We leading ayyundi trend setter kuda ichchadu ikkada, trend setter of cycles. Ainappudu kuda veele 3 models తీసుకురాగలిగారు. అంటే there were no innovations in this cycle. చెప్పొచ్చా లేదా? Now the question is about what? Strengthening the argument. What is the argument here? Manager's argument is that there were no innovations going in this one. Very little innovation. Here also we have proven that there were very little innovations in the last 10 years. Choice 5. Second one is what? Second one is weakening the above argument. Innovations leave antunnadu, ikkademo innovations చూపించారు car manufacturers. Done with this? Hence choice 5 is the answer. Then next one. Yes, question number next. 29. Now question number 29. The only way to revive our company, only way, underline this word. This is the only way to revive our company from the present situation is to launch 2 new sedan cars this year. CEO of Speedhar cars. Now what is the statement made by the CEO? Now we should bring 2 new sedan cars in order to revive our position. And that is the statement made by this CEO and now here. Another statement made by this marketing manager, marketing head. I doubt this strategy. I doubt this strategy means what is the strategy here? To bring it new sedan cars. Now according to this marketing head, now his statement is that by bringing 2 sedan cars will not work at all. Why? Because sale of hatchback cars is much more, sale of hatchback cars is much more than sedan cars, as majority consumers prefer fuel efficiency over good looks. Now over good looks, people are preferring for what? Preferring for fuel efficiency rather than good looks. Therefore, if our company has to make money, we must launch a hatchback cars. That was the statement. Now the CEO is planning to, now his decision is to bring new sedan cars. Now this marketing head's proposal is to bring hatchback cars rather than sedan cars. Then which of the following statements cannot be inferred? Cannot be inferred means except one. All the remaining 4 can be inferred. Then tell me which cannot be inferred here. The CEO and the marketing head are in direct conflict over the fuel efficiency of 2 different cars. Now sir, in the first one, now the CEO statement he is not talking anything regarding the fuel efficiency, isn't it? But whereas he is talking about only what? Bringing 2 new sedan cars. And here he is not talking about the features of this one and he is not talking about what? About looks also. But whereas his main intention is to bring 2 sedan. But whereas with the help of this statement made by this marketing head, we can able to say that these sedan cars are not much fuel efficient. At the same time, the looks were good for sedan cars. And sedan cars is what? Sedan is good looks, but whereas fuel efficiency is down. But in the case of hatchback cars, and looks were not there, isn't it? Looks down, and but whereas fuel efficiency is more. Now sir, are they contradicting with each other? Isn't it? Are they contradicting? They are not contradicting. Here this person has made a statement. Whether he is against this fuel efficiency or not, that is not clearly given, isn't it? Hence, first one. Second one, if you check out, as far as the looks of a car is concerned, sedan cars score higher than hatchback, isn't it? In the case of looks, see here, in the case of looks and good looks, and this is score higher. 2 can be inferred. Third one, manufacturing more units of speed cars already exist in the market will not aid the present situation, isn't it? Yes, what is the only situation he is talking here? Now he is talking about we should bring only these 2 cars. Manufacturing more and more cars cannot aid the present situation. Then fourth one, Speedhar cars market performance is not at par with the level desired by the management, isn't it? Yes, that is the given in the first one. The only way to revive our company. That means this management is thinking about some sales, but whereas it is not in line with that sales. Sedan cars have comparatively low fuel efficiency as compared to hatchback. Yes, it can be inferred. Hence, except choice 1, the remaining 4 can be inferred, but whereas 1 cannot be inferred. We cannot say about about the opinion of the CEO regarding these fuel cars. ఫ్యూయల్ కార్స్ ఉండాలా లేదా అని చెప్పట్లేదు, ఆయన ఏంటంటే ఈ కార్స్ తీసుకురావాలి అంటాడు. ఈయన మాత్రం ఫీచర్స్ గురించి మాట్లాడాడు. ఈ ఫీచర్స్ నుంచి మనకు తెలిసింది ఏంటి చెప్పండి, ఇక్కడ మనకి హ్యాచ్ బ్యాక్స్ అయితే ఫ్యూయల్ తక్కువ ఉంటాయి, సెడన్ అంత లుక్స్ అయితే ఉండవని. సెడన్లో మనకి ఏముంటాయి, అంత ఫ్యూయల్స్ ఉండదు కానీ ఫ్యూయల్ కన్జంప్షన్ ఈజ్ మోర్. దట్ మీన్స్ ఫ్యూయల్ ఎఫిషియన్సీ విల్ బి లెస్ బట్ వైజ్ లుక్స్ విల్ బి గుడ్. అందుకని వెదర్ దీస్ టూ పీపుల్ ఆర్ కాంట్రడిక్టింగ్ విత్ ఈచ్ అదర్ రిగార్డింగ్ ద ఫ్యూయల్ ఎఫిషియన్సీ ఈజ్ నాట్ క్లియర్లీ నో. Done? Hence what is your answer here? Only one is the answer. The next one. Next question number 20. Yes, 30. 30 is also based on what? And CR. Now today most of the questions are based on CR. A very expensive drug, Cephalia. A very expensive drug, Cephalia 21 has been launched in country A last year. Now that has been launched in country A last year for the treatment of a life-threatening disease, Genfolis. And it was observed that the sales of the said drug had skyrocketed in the 6 months. Skyrocketed means now it increased like anything after its launch. And a recent survey also suggests that the sales of all other drugs for treating Genophilis, all the other drugs. Now here, all the other drugs for treating Genophilis have dropped by around 40% since this drug has been launched. Which of the following may not be a reason for the success of this said drug? Isn't it? Now, sir, except one, all the remaining 4 can be the reasons for its success. One cannot be the reason. Tell me which cannot be the reason in this. Now, question number 30. Yes, any answer to this one? 30? 30 choice, please. Now, first one is this. Now, except one, the remaining 4 are attributing its sales, isn't it? Helping to the sales of this one, but whereas one is not the reason for its sales. In choice 1. English. Now, first one. At present, Cephalia 21 is the most effective drug available in country A for the treatment of Genophilis. We can definitely, isn't it? Yes. It is the most effective drug. Hence, the sales of this drug is more. Whether it is helping for that one or not, this is the reason why the sales is more, because it is more effective. It is more effective drug available in country for treatment of this one. As it is the more effective, hence more and more people are buying this one. And this is the reason why for its sales. Then second one, Cephalia 21 has a higher curing rate. As there is a higher curing rate, and this is the reason for its success. Then when Cephalia 21 was launched, many severe cases of Genophilis in country, okay, and 21 was launched, many severe cases of Genophilis in country A were given the drug and they recovered miraculously. Now there is a result of this one. Because of that result, hence more and more people are buying this one, and this is also the reason for its success. Although Cephalis 21 takes longer to treat patients as compared to other drugs. Now if this person has stopped itself, it cannot be the reason. But whereas continuation is there, what is that continuation here available in the market? It has a lower disease revert rate. Lower disease revert rate, which implies that means once this has been treated with one, lower disease relapse rate, that means again coming back, isn't it? That means malli jabbu tiragabaddu. Now with the help of this one, though it is taking much time, but whereas by curing with the help of this one, the same disease, the chances of occurring the same digit will be less. And this is the reason why more and more people are buying. If you go for homeopathy, what happens here? It takes time. But whereas what happens, it will be a permanent cure. And similarly, this one also, though it is taking time, but where the chances of coming this one once again will be very less. Hence, whether this can be the advantage or not. Hence, because of this one, the sales are increasing. Then what about the fifth one here? Now, fifth one, Cephalia 21 is most effective when administered intravenous IV, as the enzymes in the stomach are likely to break down if it administered orally. That means it cannot be administered orally, hence it has to, that means special care should be taken for this one in order to administer this. A special care should be taken in order to administer this one. This cannot be the reason, because this is a negative aspect of that. Various tablets directly ichcheyochu. వేసుకుంటే తగ్గిపోయింది. కానీ దీనికి అలా కాదు, ఒక స్పెషల్ ఎన్క్లోజర్ షుడ్ బి దేర్ అండ్ ద వే ఆఫ్ ట్రీటింగ్ దిస్ వన్ మస్ట్ ఆల్సో బి డిఫరెంట్. ఇవన్నీ ఉన్నప్పుడు కూడా ఇది సక్సెస్ అయింది అంటే ఈజ్ ఇస్ ద రీజన్ ఫర్ ఇట్ సక్సెస్? ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ ద రీజన్ ఫర్ ఇట్ సక్సెస్. దెన్ వాట్ ఇస్ యువర్ ఆన్సర్ హియర్? చాయిస్ 5 is done. Except choice 5, all the remaining are the advantages of this one, but whereas choice 5 is a disadvantage of this one. With the disadvantage, we cannot say that it attributes to its success. Clear now? Hence choice 5 is the answer. Yes? And the next is English. Anything left over in this one? And the next is English. Sir is already waiting since 10 minutes. Okay.